8 of hearts, ace of clubs, king of hearts, 6 of spades, 10 of hearts, 8 of spades, 5 of clubs, ace of diamonds, 6 of clubs, 6 of hearts, 9 of clubs, 10 of clubs, 9 of hearts, 4 of diamonds, 10 of diamonds, king of spades, queen of spades, jack of diamonds, 7 of hearts, 7 of diamonds, 2 of clubs, 2 of spades, 3 of spades, ace of hearts, 9 of diamonds, 4 of hearts, 3 of hearts, 8 of diamonds, 8 of clubs, 5 of hearts, 3 of diamonds, 4 of spades, king of clubs, 2 of diamonds, jack of spades, 7 of clubs, queen of clubs, jack of hearts, 9 of spades, 6 of diamonds, queen of diamonds, 5 of diamonds, ace of spades, jack of clubs, king of diamonds. Here we are, almost there. Queen of hearts, 3 of clubs, 10 of spades, 2 of hearts, 7 of spades, 4 clubs, and 5 spades. Okay. Just 1 second. Can we get this playing? Or I'm going to start with, I hope that impressed you. But what I want to talk about today is that isn't that special. You actually all can do that. And my name is Nelson Dellis. I'm the 2011 USA Memory Champion. Still not working. All right. There we go. 2011, 2012 USA Memory Champion. And I actually don't have a good memory. What I do have, though, is a phenomenally trained memory. And there's a big difference. And it took me about 3 years to figure that out. And I actually learned about that because of this nice lady right there, my grandmother. Her name was Josephine, and we called her affectionately Ma Douce, which in French means my sweet. And she passed away in 2009 because of Alzheimer's disease. And it was that moment when she passed away that I really started to take interest in memory and what it meant to have, good brain health and to really cherish memories in general. And because it was tough to see her kind of this disease rob her of, these memories of her life, eventually her health, and then eventually her life. So when that happened, I started to rethink, what does it mean to have, a healthy mind? And is there anything I can do down the road or now to protect me from getting that similar type of disease or losing my memories? I didn't want to lose my memories. So I started doing research and found out about this USA Memory Championship, which is this competition where people come together and memorize tons of pointless information. Decks of cards, huge numbers, names and faces of strangers and things like that. And they can all do it really fast in huge quantities of it. It's really impressive. And when I first saw that, I was like, okay, these guys are, photographic memories. They just have that skill. But what was amazing is that everyone who competes in these competitions, and it's been going on for 15 or so years, they say the same thing. They didn't have a good memory. They learned some techniques, some ancient memory techniques, and then just practiced. And really the top people who win these competitions, they only win because they practice a lot. It has nothing to do with photographic memory, if that even exists. And you never find those type of people coming into these competitions saying, oh, I can do this, I have a natural gift. That never happens. So when I found that out, I was just floored. I mean, I always thought that you either had a good memory or a bad memory, and that was it, right? But here were people saying that you could actually mold your memory and make it better, stronger, and you could fortify your memories, so to speak. So I was inspired by her and this being hopeful that I could actually improve my weak memory. So I got training, and within a little bit of time, I was actually able to do things like this and memorizing other things pretty quickly, which was amazing to me at the time. And I took very meticulous details about, what types of things helped my memory on certain days and what didn't, like diet and exercise and all these things. And I found out a lot about memory along my journey and got really good at it and eventually won this championship. So I wanted to do a little bit more and to share what I had learned with people because my grandmother was my square one. I learned from that. And I wanted other people to kind of benefit from that because I just don't feel that people take their minds seriously in terms of the health and what they're capable of. So I started a charity called Climb for Memory, which was designed to raise awareness primarily for Alzheimer's disease by climbing mountains all around the world. These are some of my photos from my trips. And I wanted to also share these techniques because it shocks me still to this day that these things aren't taught to kids in schools, or people don't use them to study for the bar or whatnot. So Climb for Memory. And what I want to do today, this thing is going crazy, is kind of share the basics of these techniques. Because if you know a little bit about what I do, and it's very simple, then you can go out and use that and strengthen your mind. And I really believe that the more you use your mind, the stronger it gets, and you develop these habits that might help you down the road when you encounter memory problems, if that may be the case. So these are the techniques that I use whenever I memorize anything in competition, okay? And this is what top memory athletes use as well. So the first step is to visualize things. We'll talk about this more in detail. And then the second step is to store that somewhere in your mind. So some of you might have heard of just, when you memorize something, turn it into a picture. This is the visualization step. And what that means is you want to take whatever you're trying to memorize, whether it be cards or a person's name or an address, whatever, and to convert that into something you can visualize, something very vivid and colorful that isn't the abstract information you're trying to memorize. And you don't want to stop there. You want to actually make these pictures in your mind as weird, over-the-top, bizarre, gruesome, sexual sometimes. Those are really the best things. We memorize that better. Just the natural thing that we prefer. Maybe men prefer the sexual things more. I don't know. But so once you do that and you want to try to add emotion to it, make it a sad image, make it funny, make it scary or something like that. Those are the things we remember. For example, if you take 9/11, right? We all remember that day so well. And why is that? Because it was such an abnormal day. It was frightening. It was scary. It was sad. All those emotions and things we were watching on TV that were just out of the norm. And that's what made it memorable. Some of us remember exactly what we were wearing, what we ate, the order of events, which is crazy because I don't remember what I ate yesterday, or what I wore yesterday. So you want to try and make whatever you're memorizing into a picture. That's the first step. The second step is to store it somewhere. So that's really the key, because when you memorize something in school or for work, you would go through it in repetitions, right? You didn't really try to store it anywhere. You just tried to go over it as many times as possible, and hopefully it stuck. And if it didn't and you forgot a part of it, then maybe it came back to you, it was on the tip of your tongue, but you didn't have a way to access it reliably. So we need to find a way to do that. And this is the ancient technique developed by Greeks called the Method of Loci, where you take a familiar place in your mind. So that could be your home, your office, your school campus, something that you've been around a lot and you could close your eyes and mentally walk through a path. So you take that place and you populate it with these pictures. So if you're memorizing a list of things, you turn it into pictures, and then one by one, you place those pictures along a path in this place. So for example, if I were memorizing a list of words, and the first word was guitar, okay? Then I would come up with a picture for guitar, make it crazy. Don't just picture a guitar, maybe, you can imagine just smashing a guitar and seeing all the shards fly in the air. Maybe you can imagine what it would sound like if it were strumming, the smell of the wood, things like that. And you want to picture that on the first part of your journey. So maybe use your house. You could start in your bed, right? Because that's where you wake up in the morning. That'll be the first place of your journey. And you imagine that first word happening there, interacting somehow with that environment. So maybe instead of smashing the guitar just in general, I'm actually smashing it on this bed. And maybe pillows and feathers are flying in the air, and maybe music's playing out of this guitar, etc. Then you store the second picture in the next place. Maybe next to your bed you have a closet. So put that next picture in the closet, and so forth put it in the bathroom, staircase, whatnot. The idea is that when you're done placing all those images, to recall your information, you know where it is, it's in your house, and you just go to your bedroom, which was the first place, and you walk through that mentally. And all the images are there waiting for you as you come to them, right? You go to your bed, what was there? Guitar, right? And so forth. So it's all good to talk about it, and it sounds like it's a lot of work for just memorizing things. Why don't you just do it by brute force? But you'll see that this technique actually keeps things in your mind for a lot longer than if you were to do it just naturally. And the nice thing is you're giving it a specific order. You can access that whenever you want and review it by just mentally walking through that place. It's pretty impressive. So I'm going to teach you guys a list of 10 random words, and we're going to use this stage as our first journey together, okay? So 10 words, we would typically need 10 different places along a path, right, on this stage. I'm gonna compress it a little bit. We're gonna put 2 words per place. So we'll have 5 places we need. So the first one, I wanna make this edge of the stage right there, okay? We're gonna start right there. Then we're gonna make this carpet the second place, okay? Third is gonna be this cube. 4 is gonna be this table. And 5 will be the speaker, okay? So it just makes a little circle right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, okay? The first 2 words, and I'm gonna help you come up with these pictures, okay? Is going to be moon and shoes, okay? It's totally random. Picture a moon, okay? So we're right there, and I want you to picture this big, round object, okay? It's the moon. It's radiating light at you, and you're kind of squinting. And maybe give it arms and legs and a face. It's an actual person, right? He's got this big smile, okay? And he's just sitting there. His feet are dangling, and he's shining his light on you, and maybe some moon dust is falling down on a few of the front rows here. And shoes, okay? So you want to give him some big shoes. Whatever you think of first, go with that, okay? I would just picture these big, clunky shoes, and maybe they smell really bad because he just went for a jog, and they're like gym shoes or something like that. They got some mud dripping on the floor. And he's just chilling. He's just hanging there, feet dangling. So moon and shoes, okay? The next 2 words are going to be over here, grass and envelope, okay? So we got to come up with a picture. So take grass. We're going to picture, instead of this red carpet, it's going to be covered in grass, okay? And I want you to really picture that green grass, right? Imagine you can see that color. And imagine it's a summer day, and you can smell that grass, right? Maybe even pick up a couple blades of grass and kind of feel that. Just the heat of summer, right? And this is all grass. And then in the middle is an envelope, right? Which I pick up, a white envelope, and let's make it some interesting letter inside. Maybe it's a letter from the president, okay? Inviting you to lunch, saying you're awesome and he wants to hang out with you. That's cool, right? That would be exciting, but totally not going to happen ever. So we have grass and then the envelope, right? Okay? Those are those 2 words. Then the next 2 words are going to be pants and finger, okay? So imagine this. Imagine I just rip off my pants in front of all of you, okay? Totally embarrassing for me, awkward for you. And I stick it on this cube, okay? And in order to keep it up there, I break off 2 of my fingers. Blood flies everywhere. And I take these fingers and I hammer them into this cube to hold up the pants, all right? It's a bit uncomfortable to think about that, but that works. You'll remember that. Imagine maybe some blood coming down the pants. Pants and fingers. I've got no fingers now. Okay, here we are. This is the next one. The next 2 words are piano and cloud. Okay, so I want you to picture, I don't know, I think of a big piano just flying from the ceiling, like in the cartoons, right? And it just smashes this table, and water from this jug flies everywhere, glass flies everywhere, wood is just crumbled. And when that piano hits, you can just hear that sound of all the keys hitting at the same time. It's a really discordant sound. And after that happens, there's a big cloud, right? So this piano hits, and this cloud, a big nuclear cloud, you can imagine, right? And maybe it's blasting some debris at some of the audience, and you can just see that big cloud, right? Piano, cloud. And then the final 2 words are going to be dinosaur and book, okay? So we're at the speaker. I want you to picture just a dinosaur sitting on top of this speaker, okay? So maybe picture like a T-Rex, okay? And he's just sitting there, not really interested in what I'm saying, and he's reading a book, okay? He has these small little dinosaur arms trying to turn the pages, right? And maybe he's reading a book about dinosaurs because he's self-involved, you know? And then maybe he lets out a big roar because he doesn't agree with what I just said, but he's just doing his own thing. So we just memorized 10 words, and we didn't really memorize it. We just kind of walked through and thought about it, right? Try to picture it. But let's all do it together, okay? We started the first place. What was there? Moon and shoes. On the carpet? Grass envelope. On the cube? Pants fingers. On the table? Piano cloud. Dinosaur book. Great. Good job. So the amazing thing about that is that you can do it forwards, right, just by walking that way, but you can also do that backwards, right? If we started there and there, you would just say the words in reverse, imagining that story backwards. And I could ask, what was on the cube, and you'd know, and I'd say, what's there, you know. And that's a great way to give structure to things that you're memorizing. And you'll leave this place, and you'll still know these words. And if you want to remember them forever, which I don't know why you would, you just close your eyes and picture this stage and walk through it, and you'll see those images. So I hope you can try this with your grocery list. Think of your house, put your grocery items, pictures of them in your house or in your office or whatever. And really try to engage your mind, because that's really what started me on this journey, is because I didn't want to lose these memories. I wanted to fortify my mind and really take hold of my memories and my brain health. So I hope that inspires you a little bit. I hope this might be your square one to kind of explore your mind. Thank you.